where I'm streaming at right now. I've been struggling to get this thing to work. So I'm live somewhere, but where? Who knows? So now I gotta chase myself down to see where I'm actually fucking live at. Excuse me. Who knows? So now I'm live on Facebook. I mean on YouTube. All right, well, we're just about to do it. Now I'm live on Facebook. I mean on YouTube. Okay. All right, well, we're just about to do it now. Build on YouTube. Okay. All right. Listen, I'm live. Come on now. Stop playing with me. I think. Oh man, I don't know where I am live at. On YouTube, it says that I'm just gonna stay on YouTube. And anybody else just miss out. I'll just share the videos on the other pages or whatever. Forgive me. Listen, never mind. At this point, I'm just ready to read and move on. Do. Oh man, Jesus. Well, today was a good day up until Thursday night book club because it seemed like Streamlabs wouldn't let me multi-stream. It kept on swearing it was couldn't connect, couldn't find it, or some weird shit. But we're just on YouTube now, so I'm trying to get my life together, get the lights together, make sure I have the page together. Ooh, excuse me. I forget this mic pick up everything, so I know that burp was extra loud. Forgive me. That's the tablet all loud. Hold on 1 second. My tablet's still going in. All right. Okay. So, like I was saying, that tablet going ham saying with Streamlabs definitely wasn't trying to let me multi-stream today. So, up until that point, today has been a good day. I had a Reiki session. It went well. I'm thirsty now. I know I'm a workaholic because I haven't even officially started this new position. But man, I'm already trying to do work for it. And I got me some trail mix. Listen, I'm probably gonna need another dose of that because I don't know if that trail mix gonna survive through the night. So, you know, got some trail mix today, and I made a bet. This person's like, "I'll bring you some. I'll see you tomorrow." So I made a gentleman's bet for $1 that I would not see them tomorrow, and I'm anticipating I'm gonna be $1 richer. But yeah. Got the heated blanket still. And yeah, we somewhere. Get myself cozy. Woo! God. Here we go. Let's get life together. Yeah. You know, all that damn clanking. It's the heated there remote. A ham sandwich. Sliding across these darn floors, of course, which what does that say? I doubt there's something in the way. I can't say that you have faith in that person. Well, I do got faith in that person, so I don't think it's a faith issue. I just, you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, it ain't nothing but me and you anyway, so. Man, listen, because it is just me and you. Man, I almost gave up because it was getting aggravating. And the wild thing was it was streamed on 3 Wise Healers because the mobile streaming don't let me stream live. I mean, go live on my page like it does when I do it from my computer. So at some point, I'm going to make the reading corner be in the office with my computer, just in case something like this happened. I could just turn the camera around. And as a matter of fact, it seems like streaming live from a computer is pretty much almost got that down pat. But this mobile be acting crazy as hell now. Yeah, so I want to get a new couch. So when I do that, I will move this into the office room. Cause yeah, and Walmart, I make that the room where all my recording and stuff goes on. Cause I still kind of like I thought about doing the Reiki in that room, but I think the energy in that room ain't a healing energy. You know what I mean? It's a creative, it's a work energy, it's a lot of different energies, but I don't think it match with healing vibes. I think my living space is honestly a better space for healing vibes and all of that stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Except for, I think I did break my windows. I don't know how. You hear me? And when I say I don't know how, I don't know how. Oh, now it's going to make me find the book. Jesus Christ. Yeah, let me tell you something. I'm glad you told me Mercury in retrograde, because that gave me a little more patience. And it makes sense why technology messing up, why I'm gonna be $1 richer, all that stuff about to happen. Like I feel like I it's that shit I used to talk about when I was a kid, man. Just look invisible. So and I keep trying to get this lighting right, but it don't like to. Let's see. Is that better? That's better. I don't look like a ninja. You think that's better? Hmm? I don't know. I think that's a little bit better. You can really see my face a little bit. Yeah. I don't seem that crazy. Listen, I don't know how many chapters I got in me. Because we're going to blame Streamlabs for, what's his name? You should suggest what the next book should be. I had Makes Me Wanna Holler by Nathan McCall, because of course that's one of my That's one of my favorites. But I'm open. I think I'm gonna do The Raven as well, because somebody suggested that. But I think I guess reading The Eyes of Watching God was reading some of these books of my child mind. They hit a little different as an adult mind too. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think I want to read some horror or some sci-fi as well. But I do love Makes Me Want to Holler because okay, what is that? You got the oh no. Because I felt like it's a good book for learning male perspective. I know for me, it definitely showed me what it was like for a man when he goes through a divorce. Okay, we on chapter 19? Serious? We've been reading. All right. Now my nose gonna wait till I get live. Victor LaValle. Who is Victor? You gotta tell me a book to read from Victor LaValle. Because I'll mix it up between books I love and books that other people love. So, and yeah, nah, and of course, I mean, you know where it has to be, because you gave me the link. But tell me which book again, and well, as a matter of fact, uh, yeah, if I don't win that dollar, remind me. But I'm gonna win that dollar. I'm pretty much Lucretia and the Croons. Is that what it says? Lucretia and the Croons. That's the book name. That's the book name. Lucretia and the Croons. Um, damn. Well, shit, it ain't nobody will be an issue, but text me that too so I can look at it tonight when I get off this. Or maybe I'll just spend some time. You just stay on. I'm gonna read a chapter and you stay on and tell me how to find it. All right, so and then again, I need to blow my nose and I don't. Jesus Christ. Hold on one second. Hope you in the ASMR. Oh, well, goodbye. I disappear because I know this should be tripping all the time. Oh well, here we go. I'm gonna read on. Do-do. Where we at? And then again, him with the square toes had gone back to his house. He stood once more and again in his high, flat house without sides to it and without a roof, with his soulless sword standing. Are we really on chapter 19? Hold on. That don't hold on. No, I don't remember Havoc. I don't think we on 19. Let me go back a little bit. Okay, that is, we are, I guess, because that's what the snake was trying to bite Buddy. And there go the cow that she tried to hold on to with the rabbit dog on the back. I guess we moving. All right. And all right, well, here we go. And then again, him with the square toads had gone back to his house. He stood once more and again in his high, flat house without sides to it and without a roof, with his soulless sword standing upright in his hand. His pale white horse had galloped over waters and thundered over land. The time of dying was over. It was the time of burying the dead. Janie, us been in this dirty, slouchy place 2 days now, and that's too much. Us got to get out of this house and out of this man's town. I ain't never did like around here. Where we going, TK? That we don't know. Maybe we could go back up the state if you want to go. I didn't say that, but if that's what you want to do, no, I ain't said nothing of the kind. I was trying not to keep you out of your comfortable no longer than you wanted to stay. If I'm in your way, well, will you listen to this woman? Me about to bust my britches trying to stay with her, and she here, she ought to be shot with tacks. And you gotta watch that, because you know that dude like to beat this lady just to let her know who in charge. And all right then, you name something and we'll do it. We can give it to a poor man's trial anyhow. Anyhow, I done got rested up and the bed bugs has done got too bold around here. I didn't notice them when my rest was broke. We got some stuff going on. I'm going out to look around and see what I can do, what we can do. I'll give anything a common trial. You better stay inside this house and get some rest. Ain't nothing to find out there no how. But I wants to go look and see Janie. Maybe some kind of work for me to help do. What they want you to help do? Okay. What they want you to help do? You ain't got nothing like it. They's grabbing all the men's folk they can get their hands on and make them help bury the dead. They claim they after the unemployed, but they ain't been too particular about whether you's employed or not. You stay in this house. The Red Cross is doing all that they can be done otherwise for the sick and afflicted. I got money on me, Janie. They can't bother me. Anyhow, I wants to go see how things is showing up. I wants to see if I can hear anything about them boys from the Glades. Maybe they come through all right. Maybe not. TK went out and wandered around. Saw the hand of horror of everything. Houses without roofs, roofs without houses, steel and stone, all crushed and crumbled like wood. The mother of the matters had trifled with the man. While TK was standing and looking, he saw two men coming towards him with rifles on their shoulders, two white men. So he thought about what Janie had told him and flexed his knees to run. But in a moment, he saw that it wouldn't do him any good. They had already seen him and they were too close to miss if they shot. Maybe they would pass on by. Maybe when they saw he had no money, they would realize this was not a tramp. Hello there, Jim, the tallest one called out. We've been looking for you. My name ain't no Jim, TK said watchfully. What you been looking for me for? I ain't done nothing. That's what we want you for, not doing nothing. Come on, let's go bury some of these dead folks. They ain't getting buried fast enough. TK hung back defensively. What I got to do with that? I'm a working man with money in my pocket. Just got blowed out of the glades by the storm. The short man made a quick move with his rifle. Get on down that road, sir. Don't look out. Don't look out. Somebody will be burying you. Go on in front of me, sir. T-Cake found out that he was part of a small army that had been pressing the surface to clear the wreckage in the public places and bury the dead. Bodies had been Bodies had to be searched out and carried to certain gathering places and buried. Corpses were not just found in the wreck houses. They were under the houses, tangled in shrubbery, floating in water, hanging in trees, drifting under the wreckage. Trucks lined up with drag kept rolling in from the glades and other outlying parts, each with its load of 25 bodies, some bodies fully dressed, some naked, and some in all degrees of dishevelment. Some bodies with calm faces and satisfied hands, some dead with fighting faces and eyes flung wide open in wonder. Death had found them watching, trying to see beyond the seeing. Miserable, sullen men, black and white under guard, had to keep search for bodies and digging graves. A huge ditch was dug across the white cemetery, and the big ditch was opened across with the black graveyard. Plenty, quick lime on the hand to throw over the bodies as soon as they were received. They had already been unburied too long. The men were making every effort to get them covered up as quickly as possible, but the guards stopped them. They had received orders to be carried out. Hey there, y'all. Don't dump them bodies in the hole like that. Examine every last one of them and find out if they's white or black. Us got to handle them slow like that. God have mercy. In the condition they's in, got to examine them. What difference do they make about their color? They all needs burying in a hurry. Got orders from headquarters. They making coffins for all the white folks. Tain't nothing but cheap pine, but that's better than nothing. Don't dump no white folks in that hole just so. What to do about the colored folks? Got boxes for them too? Nope. They can't find enough for them to go around. Just sprinkle plenty of quick lime over them and cover them up. Shucks. Nobody can't tell nothing about some of these bodies, the shape they in. Can't tell whether they's white or black. The guards had a long conference over that. After, what's going on? Jesus Christ. And let's skip back again. Where we at? Oh, forgive me. We get in the groove of reading, and then this thing like I touch the side of something strange, and it just skips all the way back to like chapter 3 and chapter 4 or chapter 1 or whatever chapter it wants to skip to. No, man, so fair enough. But you had to check out the message. You know, it's funny. Be consistent. You know, I'm consistent with Tuesdays and Thursdays, and people just seem to forget sometimes. But I don't trip on that, so I get hella messages while I'm reading. Got money on me, looking at the two. Little dude that found them watching. The guards had a long conference over that. That's what can't tell whether they's white or black. The guards had a long conference over that. After a while, they came back and told the man, look at their hair. When you can't tell no other way, and don't let me catch none of y'all dumping white folks, and don't be wasting no boxes on no colors. What the? Oh, Jesus Christ. Listen, stuff must be in retrograde for real, because it done went all the way out. Yeah. Okay, well, at least it opened back up. All right. Look, then don't let me catch none of y'all dumping white folks, and don't be wasting no boxes on colors. They too hard to get a hold of right now. That's mighty particular how these dead folks goes to judgment, TK observed to the man working next to him. Look like they think God don't know nothing about Jim Crow law. TK had been working several hours when the thought of Janie worrying about him made him desperate. So when the truck drove up to be unloaded, he bolted and ran. He was ordered to halt on the pain of being shot, but he kept right on and got away. He found Janie sad and crying just as he had thought. They calmed each other about his absence. Then TK brought up another matter. Janie, us got to get out this house and out of this man's town. I don't mean to work like that no more. No, TK, let's stay right here until it's all over. If they can't see you, they can't bother you. Oh, nah, supposing they come around here searching. Let's get out of here tonight. Where else going, TK? The quickest place is the Glades. Let's make it on back down there. This town is full of trouble and compellment. But TK, the hurricanes was down in the Glades too. It'll be dead folks buried down there too. Yeah, I know, Janie, but it could never be like this is here. In the first place, they've been bringing bodies out of there all day, so it can't be but so many more to find. And then again, it was never as many down there as it was here. And then too, Janie, the white folks down there knows us. It's bad being strange niggas with white folks. Everybody is against you. That show is the truth. The ones the white man knows is nice color fuck. The one he don't know is bad niggas. Janie said this and laughed, and TK laughed with her. Valid. And it's funny, that's true to today. Do, do, do. Janie, I done watched it time and time again. Each and every white man think he know all the good darkies already. He don't need to know no more. So far as he concerned, all them he don't know ought to be tried and sentenced to 6 months behind the United States Privy House and hard smelling. How come the United States Privy House, TK? Well, you ought to know. Old Uncle Sam always do have the biggest and the best of everything. So them white men figure that anything less than Uncle Sam consolidated water closet would be too easy. So I means to go where the white folks know me. I feel like a motherless child around. That's one of my favorite songs. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Whatever. Um, they got things together and stole out of the house and away. The next morning, they were back on the muck. They worked hard all day fixing up a house to live in so that TK could go out looking for something to do the next day. He got out soon the next morning, more out of curiosity than eagerness to work. Stayed off all day. That night, he came in beaming with life. Who you reckon I seen, Janie? Bet you can't guess. I bet you a fat man you seen top to bottom. Yeah, I seen him and Stu Beef and Dockery and Lass and Kudame and Bootney and guess who else? Lord knows, is it Sarah? No, he got caught up in the rush. Lies helped bury him in Palm Beach. Guess who else? Go on, tell me, Cheesecake. I don't know. It can't be Motorboat. That's just who it is, old Boulder. The son of a gun laid up in that house and slept, and the lake moved. The house was way off somewhere. Motor didn't know nothing. But till the storm was about over, that man, they boy that they left with actually slept through that goddamn storm. That's wild concept. No, yep. Oh, stop doing this. I'm going to use a different app too, because maybe this it. This one acting crazy. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, man, yeah, we nearly killed our food selves running away from danger, and him lay up there and sleep and float on off. Well, you know they say luck is of the fortune. That's right too. Look, I got a job to work, help clearing up things in general, and then they gonna build that dike. Sure enough, that ground got to be cleared off too. Plenty work. They needs more men even. So TK made 3 hardy weeks. He bought another rifle and a pistol, and he and Janie bucked each other as to who was the best shot, with Janie ranking him always with the rifle. She knew she could knock the head off a chicken hawk sitting in a pine tree. TK was a little jealous, but proud of his people. About the middle of the 4th week, TK came home early one afternoon complaining of his head. Sick headache that, what the hell? No, I think it's the app because this time I didn't touch nothing. And it still skipped all around. What the? Do, do. I gotta figure out something else. He ain't got the headache. It seemed like he was getting excited. Man, listen. Definitely got to be in retrograde. Cause shit is acting crazy. What the hell? Now let me find out. This chapter like 40 pages long. You know, occasionally they put a chapter in there that's too long. I'm back on 19. Okay, where I supposed to be? It's the unburied, too long. The white ones, they just the only ones they know is good. Okay. All right. About the middle of the 4th week, TK came home early one afternoon complaining of his head. Sick headache that made him lie down for a while. He woke up hungry. Janie had his supper ready, but by the time he walked from the bedroom to the table, he said he didn't believe he wanted a thing. Thought you told me you was hungry, Janie wailed. I thought so too, TK said very quietly and dropped his head in his hands. But I done baked you a pan of beans. I knows they good all right, but I don't choose nothing now. I thank you, Janie. He went back to bed. Way in the midnight, he woke Janie up in his nightmare struggle with an enemy that was at his throat. Janie struck a light and quieted him. What's the matter, honey? She soothed and soothed. You got to tell me if I can feel with you. Let me bear the pain along with you, baby. Where you hurt, sugar? Something got after me in my sleep, Janie. He all but cried. Tried to choke me to death. Hadn't been for you, I'd be dead. You sure was straining with it, but you's all right, honey. I'm here. He went on back to sleep, but there was nothing getting around it. He was sick in the morning. He tried to make it, but Janie wouldn't hear of his going out at all. If I could just make the week out, TK said. Folks was making weeks before you was born, and they gon' make them after you was gone. Lay back down, TK. I'm gonna get the doctor to come see about you. Oh, it ain't that bad, Janie. Look at here. I can walk all over the place. Yo, it is moving by itself, because I swear I just had my finger on it. It was like, so yeah. Oh, my hand itching. Let me get some money then. It's a good one too. My right hand itch. So that mean I'm gonna get some money. And then when it's my left hand, I feel like, all right, here we go. Come see about, oh, it ain't that bad, Cheney. Look at here. If I can walk all around the place. But you's too sick to play with. Plenty fever around here since the storm. Give me a drink of water before you leave then. Janie dipped a glass of water and brought it to bed. Tea-Cake took it and filled his mouth, then gagged horrible disgorge that which was in his mouth and threw the glass upon the floor. Janie was frantic with alarm. What made you act like that with your drinking water, Tea-Cake? You asked to give it to me. That water is something wrong with it. It nearly choked me to death. I told you something jumped on me here last night and choked me, and you come making out I was dreaming. Maybe it was a rich riding you, honey. I see. I see. I can't find some mustard seed while I out, but I'm sure to fetch the doctor when I come. Tea-Cake didn't say anything against it. Janie herself hurried off. This sickness to her was worse than the storm. As soon as she was well out of sight, Tea-Cake got up, dumped the water bucket, and washed it clean. Then he struggled to the irrigation pump and filled it again. He was not accusing Janie of malice and design. He was accusing her of carelessness. She ought to realize that the water buckets need washing like everything else. He'd tell her about it good and proper when she got back. What was she thinking about nohow? He found himself very angry about it. He was he eased the bucket on the table and sat down to rest before taking the drink. He finally dipped the drink and it was good and cool. Come to think about it, he hadn't had a drink since yesterday. That was what he needed to give him an appetite for beans. He found himself wanting it very much, so he threw back his head and he rushed the glass to the lips. But the demon was there before him, strangling him, killing him quickly, and it was great relief to expel the water from his mouth. He sprawled out on the bed again and lay there shivering until Janie and the doctor arrived. The white doctor who had been around so long that he was part of the muck, who told the workmen stories with brawny, sweaty words in them. He came to the house quickly, hat sitting on the left back corner of his head. Hi there, Tea-Cake. What the hell's the matter with you? Wished I knew Dr. Simmons, but I sure is sick. Oh, now, Tea-Cake, ain't nothing wrong that a quart of coon dick wouldn't cure. You haven't been getting your liquor lately, eh? He slapped Tea-Cake lustily across his back, and Tea-Cake tried to smile as he was expected to do, but it was hard. The doctor opened up his bag and went to work. You do look a little peaked, Tea-Cake. You got a temperature and your pulse is kind of off. What you been doing here lately? Nothing except working, gaming, a little bit, Doc. But look like that water done turned against me. Water? How you mean? I can't keep it on my stomach at all. What else? Janie came around the bed full of concern. Doctor, Tea-Cake ain't telling you everything like he ought to. We was caught in a hurricane out here. Tea-Cake overstrained himself swimming in such a long time and hold me up and walking all the miles in the storm. Oh my God. Lord. And again. And again. Where's the doctor at? Gotta find the doctor again. I'm sorry. It's acting crazy. I told you to keep doing that. Do. Here we go. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Found it again. Dr. Tea-Cake ain't telling you everything like he ought to. We was caught in a hurricane out here, and Tea-Cake overstrained himself swimming such a long time and hold me up too. and walking all them miles in the storm. And then before he can get his rest, he had to come get out the water again and fighting with that big old dog, and that dog biting him in the face and everything. I've been expecting him to be sick before now. Dog bit him, did you say? Oh, it ain't nothing much, doctor. It was all healed up in over 2 days, TK. That's the way I figures it anyhow. All right, TK. I'll send you some medicine. Come on out to the car with me, Jenny. I want this way. When he gets in one of his fits of gagging and choking. How come you know he's having them, doctor? That's just what I come to tell you. I'm pretty sure that was a mad dog that bit your husband. It's too late to get a hold of the dog's head, but the symptoms is all there. It's mighty bad that it's gone on so long. Some shots right after it happened would have fixed him right up. You mean he's liable to die, doctor? Sure is. But the worst thing is, he liable to suffer something awful before he goes. Doctor, I love him. I'm sorry, that made me think about Hollywood Shuffle. He killed it, my brother. I loved him. Doctor, I loves him fit to kill. Tell me anything to do and I'll do it. But the only thing you can do is, Janie, put him in the county hospital where they can tie him down and look after him. But he don't look like no hospital at all. He think I was tired of doing for him. When God knows I ain't. I can't stand the idea of us taking tea cake like that, like he was a mad dog. It almost amounts to that, Janie. He got almost no chance to pull through, and he's liable to bite somebody else. He done turned him into a bad dog. He definitely Google. But I look at it wrong. It skipped to 500 pages. Or it skipped with my finger on it and it's not moving. Let's say he liable to bite somebody else like he a mad dog. Especially you. Then you be in the same fix he's in. It's mighty bad. Can't nothing be done for his case, doctor. Us got plenty money in the bank in Orlando, doctor. See, can't you do something special to save him? Anything it costs, doctor. I don't care, but please, doctor, do what I can. I'll phone in the Palm Beach right away for the serum, which he should have had 3 weeks ago. I'll do all I can to say she wished she had slipped off that. She wished she had slipped off that cowtail and drowned. Somewhere up there beyond the blue ether's bosom sat he. Was he noticing what was going on all around her? He must be, because he knew everything. Did he mean to do this thing to tea cake and her? It wasn't anything she could fight. She could only ache and wait. Maybe it was some big tease, and when he saw it had gone too far, he'd give her some sign. She looked hard for something up there to move for a sign, a star in the daytime, maybe, or the sun to shout, or even mutter of thunder. Her arms went up in desperate supplication for a minute. It wasn't exactly pleading. It was asking questions. The sky stayed hard looking and quiet, so she went inside the house. God would do less than he had in his heart. Tea-Cake was laying with his eyes closed, and Janie hoped he was asleep. He wasn't. A great fear had took hold of him. What was the thing that had set his brains afire and grabbed at his throat with iron fingers? Where did it come from? And why did it hang around him? He hoped it would stop before Janie noticed anything. He wanted to. This time, the sight of the water was enough. He was on the kitchen floor in great agony when she returned. She petted him, soothed him, and got him back to bed. She made up her mind to go to see about medicine from Palm Beach. Maybe she could find somebody to drive her over there. Feel better, tea-cake, baby child. Uh-huh, a little. Well, believe I rake up the front yard. The men's has got canes chewing and peanut hulls all over the place. Don't want no doctor to come back here and find it's still the same. Don't take too long, Janie. Don't like to be by myself when I'm sick. She ran down the road just as fast as she could. Halfway to town, she met Softy Bottom and Dockery coming towards her. Hello, Janie. How's tea cake? Pretty bad, all. I'm going to see if I can get some medicine for him right now. Doctor told us he was sick, so us come to see. Thought something he'd never come to work. Y'all sit with him till I get back. He need the company right long here. She fanned on down the road to town and found Dr. Simmons. Yes, he had an answer. People didn't call. When she reached home, the visitors rose to go. When they were there alone, Tea-Cake wanted to put his head in Janie's lap and tell her how he felt and let her mama him in her sweet way. But something Sop had told him made his tongue lie cold, heavy like a dead lizard between his jaw. Miss Turner's brother was back on the muck, and now he had this mysterious sickness. People didn't, okay, people did just take sick like that for nothing. Janie, what's the matter with that woman's brother doing back on the muck? I don't know, TK. Didn't even know he was back. According to my notion, you did. What you slip off for me just now for? Oh, Jesus Christ. He over here mad dog for real, so they might be right. Um, TK, I don't like you asking no such question. That's how you sick, sure enough. You jealous thought me giving you cause. Well, what'd you slip off for the house without telling me where you was going? You ain't never done that before. That was because I was trying not to let you worry about your condition. The doctor sent me out some more medicine, and I went to see if it come. Everybody don't want but you. No, you ain't neither. You only sound old when you tell folks when you was born. But with their eyes, you's young enough to suit most any man. That ain't no lie. I knows plenty more men that would take you and work hard for the privilege. I done heard him talk. Maybe so, TK. And I ain't never tried to find out. I just know that God snatched me out the fire through you. And I loves you and feels glad. Hmm. Thank you, man. But don't say you's old me. You's a little girl, baby, all the time. God made it so you spent your old age first with somebody else and saved up your young girl days to spend with me. No, he swears she got the Benjamin Button. I feel that way too, TK. I thank you for saying it. Tain't no trouble to say what's already so. You's a pretty woman outside of being nice. Oh, TK. Yeah, you is too. Every time I see Patch Rose or something over sporting, they selves making out they pretty. I tell them I want you to see my Janie sometime. You must let the flowers see you sometimes. Here, Janie? Yeah, you keep that up, tea cake. I believe you as he straightened up from fixing the bed. You stay where I can see you. All right, tea cake, just as you say. And the Miss Turner lap leg brother come prowling around here. You can tell him I gotta stop with 4-wheel brakes. Tain't no need of him standing around here watching the job. I won't be telling him nothing because I don't expect to see him. Tea-Cake had 2 bad attacks that night. Janie saw a changing look come in his face. Tea-Cake was gone. Something else was looking at his face. She made up her mind to be off after the doctor with that first glow of day. So she was up and dressed when Tea-Cake awoke from the fitful sleep that he had come to just the day before. He almost snarled when he saw her get dressed. Janie, where's you going? After the doctor. You look so sick to be here in this house. Without the doctor, maybe we ought to get you to the hospital. I ain't going to no hospital nowhere. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Guess you tired of waiting on me and doing for me. That ain't the way I've been with you. I never and never is been able to get enough of you. TK, you sick. You taking everything. And she was beginning to fear this strange thing in TK's body. So when he went out to the outhouse, she rushed to see if the pistol was loaded. It was a 6-shooter and 3 of them chambers was full. She started to unload it with fear it might break it and find out she knew. That might urge his disordered mind into action. Damn so much. He hit the bullets gone. If that medicine would only come, she whirled that cylinder so that if he did draw that gun on her, it would snap 3 times before it would fire. And that would at least give her a warning. She could either run or try to take it away before it was too late. Anyway, Tea-Cake wouldn't hurt her. He was jealous and wanted to scare her. Shit, he beat her butt before. She'd just be in the kitchen as usual and never let on. They'd laugh over it when he got well. She found the box of cartridges, however, and emptied it. Just as well to take the rifle from the back of the head of the bed. She broke it and put the shell in her apron pocket and put it in the corner in the kitchen, almost behind the stove where it was hard to see. She couldn't outrun his knife if he came to that. Of course she was too fussy, but it did no harm to play it safe with that medicine. She was glad she was here to look after him. Folks would do such mean things to her Tea-Cake if they saw him in such a fix. Treat Tea-Cake like he was some mad dog when nobody in the world had more kindness about him. All he needed was for the doctor to come on with that medicine. He came back into the house without speaking. In fact, he did not seem to notice she was there and fell heavily onto the bed and sleep. Janie was standing by the stove washing up the dishes when he spoke to her in a queer, cold voice. Janie, how come you can't sleep in the same bed with me no more? The doctor told you to sleep by yourself, Tea-Cake. Don't you remember him telling you that yesterday? How come you rather sleep on that pallet than to sleep in the bed with me? Janie saw then that he had the gun in his hand and and that was hanging to his side. Answer me when I speak, Tea-Cake. Tea-Cake, honey, go lay down. I'll be too glad to be in there the minute the doctor say so. Go lay down. He'll be here with some medicine right away. Janie, I done went through everything to be good to you, and it hurt me to my heart to be treated like I is. The gun came up unsteadily but quickly and leveled at Janie's breast. She noted that even in his delirium, he took good aim. Maybe he would point it to scare her. That was it. The pistol snapped once. Instinctively, Janie's hand flew behind her on the rifle and brought it around. Most likely this would scare him off. Only the doctor would come. If anybody at all would come. She broke that rifle off deftly and shoved in that shell as the second click told her that Tea-Cake's suffering brain was urging him to kill. Tea-Cake, put that gun down, go back to bed, Janie yelled at him as the gun was wavering weakly in his hand. He steadied himself against the jamb of the door, and Janie thought to run into him and grab his arm, but she saw that quick motion of taking the gun and heard that click, saw the ferocious look in his eyes, and went mad with fear as she had done in the water that time. She threw up the barrel of that rifle in frenzied hope and fear, hope that he'd see it and run desperate fear for her life. But Tea-Cake could have counted cost. He would not have been there with the pistol in his hand. No knowledge of fear, nor rifles, nor anything else was there. He paid no more attention to the pointing gun than if it was Janie's dog finger. Excuse me. She saw him stiffen himself all over as he leveled and took aim. The fiend in him must kill, and Janie was the only thing living that he saw. The pistol and the rifle rang out almost together. The pistol just enough after its echo. TK crumpled as his bullet buried himself in the joist over Janie's head. Janie saw the look on his face and leaped forward as he crashed forward in her arms. She was trying to hover over him as he closed his teeth in the flesh of her forearm. They came down. He bit her anyway, and the doctor said he was going to bite her. He said that. JD struggled to a sitting position and pried dead tea cake's teeth from her arm. Whew, it was the meanest moment of eternity. A minute before, she was just a scared human being fighting for his life. Now, she was her, sacrificed herself with tea cake's head in her lap. She had wanted him to live so much, and he was dead. No hour is ever eternity, but it has its right to weep. Janie held his head tightly to her breast and wept and thanked him wordlessly for giving her a chance for loving service. She had to hug him tight, for soon he would be gone, and she had to tell him for the last time. Then the grief of outer darkness descended. So that same day of Janie's great sorrow, she was in jail. And when the doctor told the sheriff and the judge how it was, they all said she must have tried that same day. No need to punch her in jail by waiting 3 hours in jail, and then they set the court date for her case. The time was short and everything, but sufficient people were there. Plenty of white people came to look on this strangeness, and all the Negroes for miles. Who was it that didn't know about the love between Tea Cake and Janie? The court set, and Janie saw the judge, who put on a great robe to listen about her tea cake. Mm. And 12 more white men. What was that? Oh, and 12 more white men had stopped whatever they were doing to listen and pass on what happened between Janie and Tea Cake. Tea Cake Woods. And as to whether things were done right or not, that was funny too. 12 strange men who didn't know a thing about people like Tea Cake and her were going to sit on the thing. 8 or 10 white women had come to look at her too. They wore good clothes and had the pinky color that comes of good food. They were nobody's poor white folks. What they had, what need had they? Okay, excuse me. What need had they to leave their richnesses to come look on Janie in her overalls? But they didn't seem too mad, Janie thought. It would be nice if she could make them know how it was instead of those men folks. Oh, and she hoped that Undertaker was fixing Tea Cake up fine. They ought to let her out to go see about it. Yes, and there was Mr. Prescott that she knew right well, and he was going to tell the 12 men to kill her for shooting Tea Cake. A strange man from Palm Beach who was going to ask them not to kill her, and none of them knew. What? Okay. Then she saw all the colored people standing up in the back of the courtroom, packed tight like a case of celery, only much darker than that. What? Black people look like a case of celery, but black. They were all against her, she could see. So many were there against her that the light slap from each one of them would have beat her to death. That's crazy. She felt them pelting her with dirty thoughts. They were there with their tongues cocked and loaded, the only real weapon left to weak folks, the only killing tool they were allowed to use in the presence of white folks. So it was already after a while, and they wanted people to talk so that they could know what was right to do about Janie Woods, the relic of Tea Cake's Janie. The white part of the room got calmer the more serious it got. But the tongue storm struck the Negroes like wind against the palm trees. They talked all of a sudden and all together like a choir, and at the top of their bodies moved on rhythm. They sent word by the bailiff to Prescott that they wanted to testify in the case. T-Cake was a good boy. He had been good to that woman. No nigga woman ain't never been treated no better. No, sir. He worked like a dog for her and nearly killed himself saving her in the storm. Then soon as he got a little fever from that water, she took up with another man. Wait a minute. They making up stories. Yeah, they making up stories. She sent for him to come from way off. Excuse me. She sent for him to come there from way off. Hanging was too good. All they wanted was a chance to testify. The bailiff went up, and the sheriff and the judge and the police chief and the lawyers all came together to listen for a few minutes. Then they parted again, and the sheriff took the stands and told how Janie had come to his house with the doctor and how he found things when he drove out to hers. Then they called Dr. Simmons, and he told about T-Cake's sickness and how dangerous it was for Janie and the whole town, and how he was scared for her and thought to have T-Cake locked up in the jail, but seeing Janie's care, he neglected to do so, and how he had just found Janie all bit in the arm, sitting on the floor petting T-Cake's head when he got there, and the pistol right by his hand on the floor. Then he stepped down. Any further evidence to present, Mr. Prescott? The judge asked. No, Your Honor. The state rests. The palm tree dance began again among the Negroes in the back. They had come to talk. The state couldn't rest until it heard. Mr. Prescott, I got something to say, Sop the Bottom spoke out anonymously from the anonymous herd. The courtroom swung around itself to look. If you knows what's good for you, you better shut your mouth up till somebody calls you, Mr. Prescott told him coldly. Yes, sir, Mr. Prescott. We are handling the case. Another word out of you, out of any of you niggas back there, I'll bind you over to the big court. Yes, sir. The white woman made a little pause, and Mr. Prescott glared at the back of the house and stepped down. Then the strange white man that was going to talk for her got up there. He whispered a little with the clerk and then called on Janie to take a stand and talk. After a few questions, he told her to tell her just how it happened and to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help her God. They all leaned over to listen while she talked. First thing she had to remember was she was not at home. She was in the courthouse fighting against something, and it wasn't death. It was worse than that. It was lying thoughts. She had to go back. She had to go back to let them know how she and T-Cake had been with one another so they could see that she could never shoot T-Cake out of malice. Whew, that's tough. She tried to make them see how terrible it was that things were fixed so that T-Cake couldn't come back to himself until he got rid of that mad dog that was in him. And he couldn't get rid of that dog and live. He had to die to get rid of that dog, but she hadn't want to kill him. A man is up against a hard game when he must die to beat it. I know that shit's right. She made them see how she couldn't ever want to be rid of him. She didn't plead to nobody. She just sat there and told, and when she was through, she hushed. She had been through for some time before the judge and the lawyers, and the rest seemed to know it. But she sat on that trial chair until the lawyer told her she can come down. The defense rests, her lawyer said. Then he and Prescott whispered together, and both of them talked to the judge in secret up high where they sat. Then they both sat down. Gentlemen of the jury, it is for you to decide whether the defendant has committed a cold-blooded murder or whether she is a poor, broken creature, a devoted wife, trapped by unfortunate circumstances, who really, in firing a rifle bullet into the heart of her husband, did a great act of mercy. If you find her a wanton killer, you must bring in a verdict of first-degree murder. If the evidence does not justify that, then you must set her free. There is no middle course. The jury filed out the courtroom. The jury filed out in the courtroom, began to drone with talk. A few people had got up and moved, and Janie sat like a lump and waited. It was not death she feared, it was misunderstanding. If they made a verdict that she didn't want Tea Cake and wanted him dead, then that was real sin and a shame. It was worse than murder. Then the jury was back again, out 5 minutes by the courthouse clock. Okay. We find the death of Virgil Woods to be entirely accidental and justifiable, and that no blame should rest upon the defendant, Janie Woods. She was free, and the judge and everybody there smiled with her and shook her hand. And the white women cried and stood around her like protecting wall, and the Negroes with heads hung down shuffled out and away. The sun was almost down. Janie had seen the sun rise on her troubled love, and then she had shot Tea Cake and had been in jail and had been tried for her life, and now she was free. Nothing to do with that, with the little that was left of the day, but to visit the kind white friends who had realized her feelings and thank them. Uh, so the sun, I don't think, I hope all this didn't happen in one day, but who knows? So the sun went down. She took room in the boarding house for a night and heard the men talking around front. Oh, you know them white mans wasn't gonna do nothing to no woman that looked like her. She didn't kill no white man, did she? Well, long as she ain't shoot no white man, she can kill just as many niggas as she please. Yeah, the nigga woman can kill up all the men they wants to, but you better not kill one of them. The white folks will sure hang you if you do. Well, you know what they say. A white man and a nigga woman is the freest things on earth. They do as you please. And this is funny because that has been a saying: the two freest people on earth is a white man and a black woman. Now, of course, that is debatable. But it's debatable. And it's a lot of people that do believe that though. So the white man, they was saying that's back in slavery. Because these fools talk slave. Lap-legged brother come around here. They shot together. It skipped around again. That's why I'm over here rambling on about this. Okay, hold on. We was almost done. All right, there we go. Back to that last line. Well, you know what they say. A white man and a nigger woman is the freest thing on earth. They do as they please. Yeah, they do as they please. Even if you got there, yeah. Janie buried Tea Cake in Palm Beach. She knew he loved the Glades, but it was too low for him to lie, with waters maybe washing over him every heavy rain. Anyway, the Glades and its waters had killed him. She wanted him out of the way of the storms, so she had be strong. So she had a strong vault built in the cemetery in West Palm Beach. Janie had wired to Orlando for money to put him away. Tea Cake was the son of the evening sun, and nothing was too good. The undertaker did a handsome job, and Tea Cake slept royally on his white silken couch among the roses she had bought. He looked almost ready to grin. Janie bought him a brand new guitar and put it in his hands. He would be thinking of new songs to play with her when she got there. Sop and his friends tried to hurt her, but she knew it was because they loved Tea Cake and didn't understand. So she sent Sop word and to all the others through him. So the day of the funeral, they like grief. I know that's right, and that's the truth. So that chapter was kind of long. And with all the mess that I had going on, dang, did I start that? We might have started at 7 o'clock. That was an hour. Still, hour 14 minutes. So that's how long we was live. Sorry for the late live. Yeah, Streamlabs. Um, yeah, I see you guys next Tuesday for live energy readings. Although I don't think I read. I don't know. We'll see. And next Thursday for book club. I've been thinking about it. I think I am going to take Christmas week off so I can just focus on enjoying my family, my friends, and stuff like that. Thanksgiving was a lot. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know if I'll take the whole week off. I'm definitely taking Tuesday off, but I might do book club Thursday. So, but we'll talk about that more. Again, thank you. Had a great day today. Um, and remember, guys, I'm going to be $1 richer tomorrow. Yay! 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 Uh, what's today? Thursday for real. Have a great weekend. See you next week.